Hey guys, been a while. We just got out of Scream 7. This is my best friend Nick.
Hey.
He joined me for the movie and he agreed to join me for the video.
Mm-hmm.
So this was your first one in theaters, huh?
Correct, yeah.
So how'd that feel compared to seeing them on like TV or on your phone? Or
I honestly I haven't seen many horror movies in theaters. I think the first one would have been the Amityville horror remake with
God,
yeah,
with Ryan Reynolds.
yes.
Oh God,
when I was in high school. But and I remember watching the first Scream when it came out on VHS. My sister was big into that stuff, so kind of forced to watch it at a young age. And this was legit. Like, it was pretty fun to watch it in theaters and stuff. Especially with some of the jump stuff going on.
Yeah,
Just
there
got
was
me
a
little
lot
bit.
more jump scare. This one felt more like they weren't trying to go for the horror comedy, that they were trying to go for more pure horror. And I don't know, that tone just, it didn't fully work for me because it's Scream. And so like a lot of the meta context that you expect with a Scream movie isn't there. And they had plenty of opportunity because they keep talking about true crime, because in this world there's an entire film franchise based off of these true crime events that keep happening, and every time something happens, Gail writes another book and is like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then it's always the next movie is like, yes, we made a movie of that too, or we made a Netflix series. And so this really, really, really downplayed Stab and the whole super meta. Yeah. What'd you think of the new cast, of the new teens and like Sydney's daughter?
I'll be honest, I was starting to get annoyed with her.
Yeah.
Going through. I think, especially if she kind of understands what her mom has gone through, even without her mom telling her, I think respecting, I'm a big respect your parents person for all those kids out there. But if your mom doesn't want to talk about trauma that she dealt with multiple times over a span of 20 plus years, maybe don't hound her about it.
Well, and early in the movie, Sid makes a great point of, why do you need to talk to me about it? There's books, there's movies, there's plenty of things that you can use to learn about my trauma.
Yeah. Big respects for Mark, though.
Yeah.
Mark is a husband that I strive to be, so good guy all around.
I still am kind of on the fence about the whole it being Joel McHale thing. Well, I love Joel McHale. I am one of those that in the theater in Scream 5, when they said her husband's name was Mark, I connected the dots instantly and was like, oh my God, McDreamy.
Oh, Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah. I get that, oh, well, scheduling conflicts, he couldn't come back, so we worked around it. But, and I love Joel McHale. I still just see Jeff Winger.
Oh, really? I grew up watching The Soup on E, so I just see Joel McHale as the host of The Soup. Also, I'm a Seahawks fan. He's a huge Seahawks fan, so that works. And I thought that too, especially it would be nice to see Patrick Dempsey come back. But I don't mind seeing Joel McHale being in something that's not really a comedic thing. If you guys have ever watched The Bear, I'd like his character in that, where he's kind of a mean person, and I thought he was good here.
Yeah,
as a wholesome husband who's a protector. In a way,
he kind of fills that Dewey role of just he's a cop, but he's kind of goofy, but you can tell he's got a heart of gold and that he really loves his people.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It was great to see the twins again.
Always.
Big Chad fan. So, going in tonight, this is one that I had mixed feelings for. I never really reached that level of excitement of, oh my God, new Scream, because I really, really wanted the third Carpenter Sisters movie, and the whole firing of Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega leaving. I wanted that third part of that story, whereas Screams 5 and 6 did a great job of setting things up to where it's like, no, we can let go of Sid. We can let go of Gale. Gale does not have to keep showing up all the goddamn time in these movies. I think that this movie used Gale pretty well for as little time as she is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Until she just completely disappears from it.
Yeah.
There's something that it bugged me at first, and then about the fifth time we got a kill that was incredibly gory and over the top and very much like, okay, come on.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you like, because like, especially the last movie before this, they had a couple, like the ladder part and whatnot. How do you feel that they are kind of transitioning from, like, they're starting to get a little more gory with the kills?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it because part of the fun of Scream is always that it's real people. Mm-hmm. Ghostface is not supernatural. It's a guy in a mask. And so Ghostface cannot do things that a guy in a mask can't do. So you're never going to see him turning heads 360 or picking up somebody and just crushing their skull with their bare hands. So the opening kill, there's a moment and I went, I buy a lot with this franchise. Mm-hmm. I don't buy Ghostface stabbing somebody in the head here and digging the knife completely through their skull.
Yeah.
I can buy it in Scream 2 where it's through the bathroom stall into Omar Epps' ear because it's in the ear. Mm-hmm. And it was bugging me a lot. And then I started to think about what has become the huge horror things in the 3 years since Scream 6. And our big icon that we got in that time, he existed before, but he really blew up, is Art the Clown.
Okay.
And the Terrifier movies, and you haven't seen them, right?
I have not.
Oh, you're gonna love them once they start getting into all the very religious. They go for a trip of. There's lore there and demons and all this, but they are very over the top when it comes to their gore, and that's kind of what I feel like this movie is trying to ape some of. Just like Terrifier. Each Terrifier movie has one standout kill that is like so over the top and so extreme that you leave going, oh my God, and you're thinking about that kill for days. This one, I can think of what that one's probably gonna be for me, without spoiling who it is. It involves a beer tap.
Yeah.
That one just kind of,
Yeah.
But yeah, so some of the characters in this, I reached a certain point and I'm running through suspects in my head, and a lot of people give Scream 3 a hard time because they're like, oh, well, Roman's only in like 4 scenes before he's revealed as the killer. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going through characters in my head and I'm like, well, this person's only been in 2 scenes. This person's only been in 2 scenes. This person's only been in like 3. Wow, they're really not doing anything to like make the new cast feel like characters, feel like people. Mm-hmm. They're just kind of there to fill the body count.
They're fodder.
Yeah. And the cast does the best that they can with what they have. There's not like they're giving bad performances or anything. It's just I would have liked some more of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's one of those, it was just kind of, I don't know where I fully land on this yet, but the good things in this movie are really good. As much as I'm a proponent of Sidney's story is done, it's always nice having Nev Campbell back because she shows up to play. And her and Courtney Cox together is just great to see. The new characters, yeah, they're there, but a lot of this movie is dedicated to Sydney and Gail and Sydney's life that she's moved on to create. I think it's nice that it does kind of cover the time between Screams 4 and when we see her again in 5. I know the internet's kind of... There's been this whole thing of like, oh my god, there's a giant plot hole in the Scream franchise. Have you heard about this whole thing?
No.
Okay. So, Tatum is Sydney's 17-year-old daughter. And the movie takes place today, 2026. And so, she's 17, so 2009 is when she's born. Well, Scream 4 is in 2011. And everybody's like, well, why didn't she mention she had a husband and a 2-year-old at home during Scream 4? They're retconning. This makes no sense. This is terrible. Okay. Oh my god. And it's just like, no, I don't necessarily think she would have gone on a book tour without her child, without her 2-year-old. But at the same time, I don't think she would have brought her 2-year-old to Woodsboro.
No, not at all.
Even if she's like, oh, there hasn't been a Ghostface in 10 years and I'm staying with family. Nope. So, yeah, I absolutely love that.
Is it sad that every time that they mentioned Tatum and then Sydney telling the story about Tatum, all I could think of was the Scary Movie kill?
Oh, God.
I feel bad, but that's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, boy.
Yeah. There's this whole weird subplot thing about you named her Tatum. You named me after a dead girl, and it's like at no point before now has Sydney said, no, I named you after my best friend.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like a very unearned thing that's used to create drama.
Yeah, I agree.
Before we get into spoilers, another thing is I needed more Roger L. Jackson doing the voice of Ghostface in this. So going into this, I saw the first trailer, and I had heard the casting announcements when they came out like a year and a half ago, and it was like, oh my god, Matthew Lillard is coming back to Scream. And he had even posted something on his Instagram, and it was just like him writing, my mom and dad are going to be so mad at me. And it's like, oh my god, he's coming back. Oh my god, the Stu stands are going to be unbelievable. Because I always have been, Stu Macher is dead. And my logic has always been, if he hasn't been dead, they would have mentioned him at some point and been like, oh my god, there's a Ghostface running around. Hey, somebody go check, make sure he's still in his cell. Or that he's still in a coma or whatever. Before this, were you a Stu is dead, Stu
I
is
very
alive?
much thought Stu was alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because especially, like, yes, they show the TV flattening or, like, you know, landing on him and whatnot. There's always, like, one of those things that I've learned in, like, a lot of movies and plays and stuff, like, if you don't see them, like, fully burying the body, although technically we didn't see them bury anybody in this franchise, really.
But you get, like, the headshots, and it's like they're not coming back from that.
Yeah, and it also, I feel like for me, it gives me that little bit of intrigue of, like, well, there's a very outside chance, although it's not going to happen.
See, and every time, because Scream 6 did this, too, where they're like, that's the TV that killed Stu Macher, if you believe the stories. And it's like, I literally sat in the theater when they did that in 6 and went, fuck you! Do not do this! So, I knew he was coming back. I had heard Scott Foley was coming back as Roman, and I heard David Arquette was coming back. And instantly everybody is like, how are they bringing them back? How are they bringing them back? And I had heard a whisper that it was AI. And I thought, oh, okay, that'd be an interesting way to take it. And I remember talking to somebody and I had said, I don't want this, but imagine how the fans would react if there's a scene towards the end, all throughout the movie, the killer's using different voices from Sidney's past, and you go to the reveal, and out of Ghostface comes Stu's voice. And then the mask comes off, and it's Stu. Mm-hmm. The audience would lose their minds. The fan base would lose their minds. And then you can go from there and be like, aha, I got plastic surgery to look like Stu, or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah.
But the fan base would go nuts. This movie, let's get into some spoilers here. Sidney starts getting video calls from Stu. Mm-hmm. And instantly I'm going, AI. Oh, they're not necessarily commenting on the meta of the horror genre, but the meta of AI being overused. Okay, I'm on board for this. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And then it never really went anywhere. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt like there was a good amount that they could have continued to dig into that. Like, I was excited to see the Stu videos and whatnot. Like I said, part of me wanted to believe, but yeah, part of me was like, I feel like the easiest way to go about this is AI, or at least using that for that. But yeah, I just felt like they could have been a little more creative with it, because it felt like they only kept the Stu stuff to the video per se, whereas like, boy, like if the Ghostface could have, with the voice thing, like, well, throw Stu's voice in there if you've got an AI version.
That's also something too, like, throughout this franchise, I know people give 3 shit because of the voice changer in that one, and they didn't have that technology in 2000, and they didn't have a voice box that made you sound exactly like Roger L. Jackson either, you know. So, and then Scream 5 has the hood where they hit a button and Ghostface's voice comes out. Yeah. So I was expecting them to use that too, where it was like, aha, I have all these different killers of the past. I have their voices. I'm going to use that to really mess with you.
I know. Think of the, like, just the psychiatric, like, breakdown that could have, like, caused or, like, been able to dive into.
Yeah.
Where Sidney's hearing, okay, well, here's Loomis's mom now, like, stalking me, or, yeah, Roman on another one. Or...
Yeah. Imagine the phone call that could have been of the killer calling in Roman's voice and being like, you're keeping secrets from your daughter. Don't you know how this plays out with a mother keeping secrets from their kids?
Yeah.
Something like that, where it's like you could really... What they needed was, they needed a Mickey. Because Mickey messed with Sidney psychologically. They needed somebody like a Mickey as the Ghostface killer in this. Mm-hmm. God, the reveal for Ghostface sucked in this. So, people give Roman shit because Roman's only in 4 scenes before he's revealed as Ghostface, and he never interacts with Sidney, and blah 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 blah. And Roman's the worst Ghostface, or Richie and Amber are the worst Ghostfaces because they're stupid, or the Kirsch family's the worst Ghostfaces because they're stupid. No, you guys, these are the worst Ghostface killers out of the whole franchise. It's somebody who has one scene, like an hour earlier in the movie, and somebody who has 2 scenes, like an hour earlier in the movie. You completely forget that these are characters in this movie. The only thing that is notable about them as characters and as Ghostfaces is who plays them.
Yes.
And oh my god, that was like the most frustrating thing, because when the first Ghostface mask comes off of, I guess technically our second killer, technically there's 3 Ghostfaces in this movie.
3, yep.
Kind of.
There's three.
Yeah.
There's three.
Yeah. So you get to the whole reveal of who's behind the mask, and it's the kid from Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, Can't Hardly Wait.
That thing you
Empire
do.
Records. It's Ethan Embry.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I hadn't seen him in forever, and I'm a fan of Ethan Embry.
Yeah, yeah.
Grew up watching some of those films, but yeah.
He showed up, and I went, oh yeah, I forgot they said he was in this. And that has to be like the worst prosthetic headpiece.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
they give him this balding look that, you know, comes back here, and it looks terrible.
He looks like he belongs in an Adam Sandler movie as like one of Sandler's friends who plays like the random thing.
Literally, yes. This is like this is like a Colin Quinn type makeup job.
Yes. That's a good one.
Oh god. And then our other main ghost face is the woman from Pitch Perfect. And that's literally the only thing that's notable about her as a character. They give her like this whole thing of, I had an abusive husband, and they set that up earlier. But then there's this whole thing of, oh, well, I wanted to be like Sydney because Sydney kills the bad guys. So I killed my husband, and I'm going to kill you now, Sydney, because you disappeared from the spotlight and you abandoned me. And there's an idea of how to do another thing on toxic fandom. I think Five did toxic fandom really well when it came to fans of a property. People can become obsessed with celebrity. And so I thought this would have been a really... there's a cool way to do it where it's that. But I feel like that kind of fell flat here too. But... yeah... I will say I'm glad that the twins are safe.
Yes.
There was a brief moment, I don't know if you heard me, Chad got stabbed, and I went, no! Oh, good, he just got knocked out. He'll be fine. It was just the one stab. Okay, we saw him survive 20 in the previous movie.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. There's something about the Scream franchise that one of the things that's always kept me coming back is I love to sit there and try and figure out who's under the mask at what point and who killed who. And actually, there's a YouTube series I love, Zach Cherry. He does Who Killed Who in Scream. And he goes through and he gives it like all this evidence and like, well, no, this person, this Ghostface has a clean knife. You can see. So you can tell that they didn't wipe the knife off and this and this. This has to be a separate killer. And tons of stuff like that I think is really great. When it comes to this one, I don't care.
Yeah. There's one that I do care about, but I like she did explain that it wasn't her for one of them, and it's like,
yeah,
it would have been very messed up if it was them for something, but
because the killers outside of the costume barely factor into this movie, it really does not make it one where it's like, I want to figure out, okay, well, they had to quickly get rid of their costume to go do this or this or that. You could tell me that it was all Ethan Embry and Anna Camp just was in a costume for the finale, and I'd be like, yep, nope, that makes sense. You could tell me the reversal, and I would be like, yep, I 100% get you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have Scream 8 to look forward to.
Do we know who's signed on for that?
Oh, God. Literally, all that they've said is that Kevin Williamson has said, yeah, they've given us the go-ahead to start early work on it. So, and he's said that he wants to try and get away from the meta aspect. And I'm like, do you realize what franchise you created? Okay. So there's this sequence where Ghostface is chasing Sydney's daughter, Tatum. through the town streets, and literally I'm sitting there and I went, this is I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is the first I Know What You Did Last Summer that was written by Kevin Williamson. Damn it, Kevin! I like callbacks to previous movies. What I don't like is when you're using the exact same dialogue, the exact same shots, and the exact same soundtrack.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I just made that giant Scream playlist on my Amazon Music. But as
The
soon as
curfew song?
Well,
Was that it? Or
not
one of
not
them?
only that,
Okay.
literally our introduction scene to Tatum is ripped right out of the first movie. It's Billy and Sydney.
Yeah.
It's literally playing that exact same song, which is an acoustic cover of Don't Fear the Reaper. And as soon as I heard that first guitar note, I went, no. Oh, no. I feel like some of the scares were kind of predictable, but overall, it worked really well. This is the first horror movie I've seen since I got my Apple Watch. It's so...
Oh, yeah.
Like, every 5 minutes, my Apple Watch is just bzz, bzz, bzz. Hey, your heart rate's higher than usual right now. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. I know. And then my paranoid ass is just like, how's my left arm feel? Okay. No tightness in the chest. No pain there. Okay. I think we're good. Lord, please do not let me have a heart attack in the middle of a Scream movie. Yeah. Any more thoughts on Scream 7 itself?
If you're looking to pass some time in a movie, if you're not a huge fan of the series, it's a solid watch. It was nice to be able to sit there, kind of turn your brain off of everything going on and just watch it. Like, honestly, up until the reveals, I thought it was pretty good. Like, there's obviously, like, my mind jumps a little bit, like, especially they're showing the high school, like, stage and green room. I'm like, God, this must be like a rich den or whatnot.
So there's a scene in a high school auditorium. I don't know what musical they're doing, but McKenna Grace is on this harness like Peter Pan, but she's dressed like a fairy princess. And I'm literally going, what school gave them this budget? Like, my God. My high school, our theater department, we had to reuse the same set piece for like 5 different shows in a row. And so we had this barn that was created for Wizard of Oz, and it ended up getting used in 5 shows in a row, and they just found different ways to paint it and add to the back of it so they could flip it, and they're like, haha, now it's a set of a bar, not a barn. And we're using this brick-sided wall so that way this person is standing in front of a brick wall.
I thought the house scene in the middle, I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed that. Especially like just kind of the thought process of, you think they check every nook and cranny. The one place they obviously don't check, which if you're a police officer or anybody, when you're trying to go around and like double check to make sure your house is locked up, you never really look in the one location and whatnot. I did love the safe room shout out there.
Oh, the safe room, I will say, the safe room sequence is great.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that frustrates me is, I would say maybe the first 2/3 of this movie has a lot of great things, and the occasional dumb thing that sticks out and makes me go, huh. But, like, for the most part, I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
And then it got to the end and the masks came off, and I just went, can you just kill them now? I'm done.
Yeah, as an adult, I still love the original house.
Oh, yeah.
Sad to see it go.
Well, and I love the fact that it's an Airbnb in this, because it's an Airbnb
It's
in
an
real
Airbnb,
life.
and it's themed after all the
Yeah.
murders and stuff, and like the couple going into in the beginning of the movie are just like fanning over it and whatnot. And
Which, like, was the boyfriend the son from Modern Family?
he looks
Very
familiar,
familiar, and
Yeah.
it was bugging the hell out of me. And then the one kid was looking so familiar, and I'm like, what the hell have I watched recently that it's had a gaunt, pale teen boy? And you finally muttered something about he needs to go back to superhero school. And I went, that's it, thank you.
Huge fan of Sydney's house now.
Sydney always has good houses.
Yeah, I guess, book money does that for you.
What the hell did her father do? Because that house in the first movie is still just so incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, overall, I thought it was a pretty solid movie up until the obvious, like, reveals and stuff. Like, I do think the kills are getting a little more gore for the sake of gore, especially two of them, which if you guys go see, you can see them coming from a mile away because they kind of foreshadow it a little bit, especially the one with the beer tab. I know you like Gail coming back and stuff. Every time that Courtney was on, I was just thinking, man, she is not aging well.
Also, though,
But
she's 60 at this point.
yeah, you like, especially the mouth area. Seeing David Arquette in the spot that he was in did, like, still make me miss Dewey.
Oh, yeah.
Dewey's a fantastic guy, and kind of wish we had a little more Dewey going on.
So there was always a thing after Scream 4 of people didn't like Scream 4 because the original trio survived. And it was like, oh, they're all still surviving. Okay. And Kevin Williamson did an interview recently, and it just came out because he had written a draft for Scream 4. He wrote the original draft, and it ended on a cliffhanger. They were going to do 4 and 5 back to back, and 5 was going to be a year later, and it was following Jill at college, and she's gotten away with it. Sydney has amnesia and doesn't remember anything. And then somebody in a Ghostface costume shows up and is leaving messages for Jill, and it's like, I know who you are. I know what you did. And so Jill's trying to stop this killer before she gets revealed. That was his concept. Great.
That sounds fantastic.
Great idea.
And I would have loved more Emma Roberts, which, like, I was a little sad that she wasn't used.
I expected it too.
Because I was like, oh, okay, like, we're going to get Jill here in a second.
I expected
then,
it
yeah,
as,
nothing.
yeah. Because, like, they didn't mention Laurie Metcalf was coming back.
No.
And so when she popped up, I went, oh! And then they have Roman, and he's talking about family. And I went, it's going to switch to Jill.
Bring the other family member, yeah.
And then I'm also going, are they going to bring Richie or Amber into this? And is Sydney going to care at that point?
Who are these people?
I think I met that guy once for like 20 minutes. Kevin Williamson, when he was laying out what his Scream 5 was going to be, he mentioned his Scream 6 was going to be more focusing on Gail getting back into dating after the death of Dewey. Because he was always going to kill Dewey in Scream 5.
Okay.
And so hearing that, I have no problem with Dewey dying in Scream 5. It's more of the way he died.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, oh, he got stabbed by Ghostface. It was him going back to shoot Ghostface in the head by himself and getting distracted by his phone. That was kind of my problem with it. If it was Ghostface snuck up on him or Ghostface beat him in a fight, no problem. I'm on board with this. Sad to see you go, Dewdrop. But yeah, I feel like the franchise has done its work to put Mark and Chad in the Dewey role, where it's like, no, these guys are the heart of the franchise now. And they've got a lot of great heart, and I love those characters. We're just not at that point yet of them being Dewey. Dewey wasn't even fully Dewey until Scream 2.
When he got his own soundtrack.
Best
Shout out
edition.
Broken Arrow.
Thank you, Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
That was something that I really loved with this. Marco Beltrami, who scored the first 4 movies, came back to score this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like this one really feels like the latest episode in a TV series.
Okay.
And so and I don't mean that in like a negative way about like the filmmaking or the sound editing. The sound was weird in this movie. Did you notice that?
I think it was more so the theater and the way that the speakers were set up. Because
maybe where we were sitting. Yes. Yeah. There was like this weird echo, and I couldn't tell if it was the theater itself or the movie itself because it would go in and out. Mm-hmm. But, that was just an odd thing. I guess we'll have to go see this in IMAX to be like, oh, yep, nope, it was that theater. Yeah. Scream 7, it's another Scream movie. It's not the best. I don't think it's the worst, but it's definitely going to be in the bottom half of my ranking, at least right now. Yeah. And that's the thing with this franchise. The rankings always change. Mm-hmm. You want to go over trailers real quick?
Sure.
We got... What was the first... We got the Billie Eilish, James Cameron concert movie.
Yeah, I don't know how people feel about going to catch a concert in a movie theater.
I've done that.
Okay, at the same time that this was going, there was a 21 Pilots one going at our theater, which there were some people dressed to the nines for 21 Pilots. Hey, cool, you do you. I'm not a huge 21 Pilots fan or a... Like, I know the Taylor Swift Eras one made a bankload.
Yeah.
I don't understand going to the theater to see a concert, although I've been to a theater to watch a wrestling show with a friend of ours. So that's maybe kind of the same thing. We're, like, doing a sporting event type thing. But, like, especially a concert, for me... You want to be able to be free to move about the cabin and to enjoy the music and be there live, and seeing them live is a big thing. So also James Cameron being tied to this.
That's the thing for me.
It doesn't make sense. Is his obsession with water done? Is Billie Eilish going to be in the new Avatar?
It is in 3D. They did show that. It was like, I went, there's the James Cameron. What I cannot remember what the second trailer was called, but
Passenger?
Yes. Honestly,
not the Chris Pratt movie Passengers, but this is...
Honestly, I'm curious to see what this is for an actual full-length movie, because just that trailer was a nice little short.
It was nice. It didn't feel like a trailer, especially the way that it was filmed. I was questioning on if it was filmed on an iPhone or something, because it felt different than what we see with a cinematic trailer. But yeah, the ending of that was a really good jump scare.
That was jump scare number 1 for me.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. That was a great
scary movie. Quiet, you! I accidentally hit the button.
You're good. And then there was only 3 trailers for this, and the third one was the one that I was most looking forward to.
I was kind of hyped, and at first I thought Passenger was going to be that, and then I realized that's not one of the Wayans brothers. So, and I don't think that's one of
I don't think it's one of the Wayans kids.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure that's not Scary Movie. And I love you guys so much for continuing the joke that Scream 2022 did of, hey, we're making fun of the fact that you keep doing these sequels and just calling them the same thing.
Yeah.
And people still bitch that Scream 5 is called Scream.
Yeah.
And so Scary Movie 6 is Scary Movie.
Don't even need to add their own numerals because they're already right there.
I know.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. It feels like it's getting back to its old ways.
The first
it's-
main joke in that, I went, oh no. Because, like, the first joke is, oh, she just got stabbed. Did you just assume my gender? My pronouns are they, them. Oh, they, them just got stabbed. And my reaction was, no, I want to like you. Don't make jokes like that. That's not funny or good in today's society. And then we started getting some of the parody stuff in this, and I went, oh, I'm on board. Let's go.
Excited.
Anna Faris is
Anna Faris looking like
looking like Jamie Lee Curtis.
oh, I was thinking she looked more like Misty in Yellow Jackets.
She does. She looks like
Like,
Christina Ricci.
That's Misty Quigley right there. Let's go.
Because this wig that she has, they're making fun of Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2018, but the wig she has totally looks like
With
Misty.
the glasses, it doesn't help. Might just down a cat sweater.
Oh my god. Well, I'm like in my head counting who all from the original movie is back that I'm catching, and it's literally everybody is back. The Doofy is back. Gail Swallows is back.
The original jock friend from the first one is
Yes!
back.
Every time he shows up in a horror movie, I'm like, that's the dude with the baby dick.
Yeah. The Chris Elliott's back in his
Yes.
waiter role or whatnot. Like it's gonna
my
be
strong
fun. Yeah.
hand. And the stuff that they're parodying, I'm excited to see some of these. So let's go. And I'm excited to see Will Poulter as Pennywise, because they said he's going to be doing Pennywise in the movie.
No way.
Yes, because he was originally cast as
originally-
Pennywise. So I'm like, he's getting his shot.
I'm excited now.
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't get the Jackass 5 trailer, but I don't know if there's enough material out yet for them to cut a trailer or...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I feel like it's a little more newer announced, although it's going to be coming out in the summer, so...
But also, I don't think those take too long to make. But also...
Yeah.
As far as I know, this is Paramount's biggest movie for the year.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what Paramount has coming out. They don't have another Mission Impossible, and they don't have another Top Gun, so...
Yeah. Because when's the next Top Gun supposed to come out?
Oh.
Okay.
28 maybe?
You know, poetic that you brought up because Netflix backed out. So they'll have some Warner Brothers stuff coming at some point.
If that deal
that
goes
still
through. Yeah.
goes through. No, I can't think of any major Paramount stuff.
Well,
Maybe Sonic 4 at the end of the year, but I don't think it'll earn as much as this will. It might, actually. Who knows? The Sonic
yeah.
movies are getting better and better as they go. And they also they're also bringing on Kristen Bell as the voice of Amy.
Yep.
So they're continuing to improve their voice acting stuff. Outside of that, I can't think of any major Paramount stuff off the top of my head.
yeah, Scary Movie 6 is the next Paramount thing.
Yeah.
So,
I guess next major one that's going to overtake the box office for
Right.
a good chunk of time.
I
And especially the end of the year, we're going to get to the Dune, Messiah, and Doomsday scenario that
yeah.
it's all going to... That all the money's going to funnel there. I don't
Yeah.
think Paramount has something... Unless there's a random Transformer or Beast Wars coming in.
no. Well, they keep trying to reboot, but they don't do well, and so they're like, "Oh, why didn't these Transformers movies do well?" Because people didn't really care. Honestly, I am surprised. Like the early box office figures for Scream 7 are expecting this to do really well.
Well, and I think that doesn't surprise me because in a way it's kind of running unopposed. Like what Avatar's on its
37th week.
like it's 2+ months in, which I still haven't seen yet, and I was surprised to see that there was still a 3D showing going We're in the Oscar area where some of the Oscar movies are going to be reshown and whatnot, and only like those true 100% cinephiles are going to go watch those before the Academy Award. So I think like this one doesn't have much competition that I can think of.
Yeah.
What the next big movie that's going to be out is maybe Mario on April 1st.
Well, and something that was kind of funny to me, like seeing the people of the different ages that were there, because you had people in their 50s and their 60s,
Yeah.
you had people in their 30s, people in their 20s, and then there was somebody that brought their 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And honestly, that 11-year-old was very well behaved. I did not hear a single peep out of them. So I'm like, you know what? Good for you. There is something that the Scream franchise endures because it's a multi-generational story at this point for a number of people. And yeah. We'll see what happens in the future when we finally get to Scream 8.
What are we, 2 years away?
Honestly, we could be a year away, because Scream 2 came out less than a year after the first one, and Scream 6 came out just over a year after the first one. Or after the fifth, so.
If this movie is about Tatum going to college, then I'm going to call shenanigans.
You know, as much as Scream 6 kept playing like the, hey, remember Scream 2? This one really reminded me of Scream 2.
This one?
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff in there that it reminded me of Scream 2, whether it was, hey, we have scenes set in a theater and on stage, bringing up Sydney's past, really talking about the Windsor College, really kind of diving into, hey, you have trauma that you've yet to kind of deal with. Yeah.
So Scream 8 is going to be the psychiatrist then.
Scream 8 is going to be that Tatum has a long lost half brother.
All right, hold on there for a second. I'm going to, I will want to know, especially at the end of this movie of Scream 7, how are you going to explain this to the other children? Like, what all happened?
Oh my God,
Sydney
that's
has
right.
3 kids.
That's
you only
right.
see one. The other 2 are visiting their grandparents during this movie.
And I love that as a way to write them off.
Which is fantastic, because
when we meet Sydney in Scream 5 for the first time, she's running with a treadmill, and she talks about trying to get a workout in before she's got to drop the kids off. And so I love that. That works. And so when you briefly see, oh, the young ones are with grandma, I'm like, that works. I'm good. Let's go. Hey, remember the time that you spent a week with grandma, came home, daddy went to the hospital with 20 stab wounds?
Yeah, he just fell down the stairs. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, why do we have guns in every room now? Don't worry about it. Things happened while you were away with grandma. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to, but Scream 8, we'll see what happens.
I said it before, I'll say it again. The best thing they can do is back a money truck up to Melissa Pereira's house and Jenna Ortega's house, and just they will give the old Al Sharpton of just please kiss it, just please, I will kiss your ass, just please come back, please let me kiss it. Oh, I like continuity. I want that story. I'm still not over the fact that Scream season 1 and 2 are unresolved.
Maybe they'll resolve them in the movie.
It's been 10 years.
Maybe they'll resolve them in the movie.
I would love if the Lakewood story crossed over with Ghostface, and they did it. I know there's a YouTuber that apparently has gotten the rights to write a novelization, and that's supposed to be coming out, or it may be out, I don't know. But I want a legit follow-up, because I need to know that my Brooke is safe and what she's up to. dude, the one character in the show starts out as the bitchy teenage stereotype. She's the mean girl. And, well, you've seen her. In the Key and Peele skit, she's D-Nice.
Oh.
Or no, she's Jay Quellen. She's
Oh,
Jay
okay.
Quellen.
Okay.
And I, like, watched all of the Scream series and then went back and rewatched that. I went, Brooke? Oh my God! No. I look forward to this. This was a good time, though.
Good.
All right.
Good.
We'll see ya.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.